All right. So, welcome back to another episode of the Jewelry Resellers Podcast. I have a very special guest, and I have been following her for a long time on Whatnot. So, for those of you who sell jewelry on Whatnot, I'm sure you are already familiar with Jovi or Jovi's. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But I'm just so thrilled and excited to have her here. So, I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we will get into all the details.
Okay, well, my name is Jovi or Hobbies, like however you want to say it. And I've been selling on Whatnot. Well, I've been selling jewelry, I will say close to 10 years, like dealing jujewelry. I started
Oh,
selling
wow.
like, yeah, different stuff. I love thrifting. And then that's kind of how I started. I love flea markets. So that's kind of how I started. I love jewelry. So that I kind of just, I don't know, just gone drawn to that side. And I've been on Whatnot, I'll say for about a year and a half. Yeah.
So, did you have a background then? Because I know you said you liked jewelry and you've been selling it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, did
But
you work?
on and off.
Oh, okay. Was it always like, I guess, like reselling
Yeah.
jewelry?
Yeah. I will say like I will resell like all kinds of stuff like shoes, bags, anything that I couldn't make a profit on. I would go to thrift stores and I kind of, like I guess what resellers do, like get in your phone and just kind of look up an
Yes.
item and then like see if you can make any profit out of it. And then once I moved here, because I moved from California to Florida. So that's when we was in California when I started. Like that's kind of when I just focused in jewelry, and then I started doing jewelry full time because it's just a lot easier. It's smaller, doesn't take as
Yes.
much space. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So your journey sounds very similar to mine because I used to be an everything reseller as well. And I
Mhm.
sold handbags too because I really love them. I
Yeah, me
just
too.
I
I
just
have
love.
some over there. I don't know. You can see the corner right there. I still
Oh, nice.
have yeah.
Yeah, so I did the same thing. I
Mhm.
kind of sold everything, and then just out of necessity, I had to really get more, I guess, strategic about how much space I have, what I can store,
That
what
right
I
there.
can manage, and so I really narrowed down to jewelry as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about Whatnot because I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Whatnot.
Mhm.
But I've done pretty well selling jewelry over there, but I've also learned a lot from watching your shows. So tell me how your whole Whatnot journey began.
You know what? I think I'm a believer, in God and in Christ. So I think for me, I don't. I think it was just things lined up, and there were doors open, and then just I moved. Like I started in California, then I moved over here, and then it just everything started like falling into place. Like I just started like um getting bigger boxes of jewelry and getting like more inventory and just being more consistent on into doing the shows, and that kind of like has been paying off, yeah, over time, yeah. That-
Yes, because I remember on one of your shows I was watching, you had talked about how, because I think someone had left a comment in the chat or something, and they were saying, "Oh, you're so lucky because you have so many people on your show and you do so well." And then I remember you saying, "Well, this didn't happen overnight.
yeah,
It took like a year of me showing up."
over a little over a year, yeah. So
Yeah, yeah. So it took you over a year of
yeah.
consistently showing up
Mhm.
every week, or
Every week.
maybe even every day, every week. And so that's what you were really trying to communicate to people, is like, it's not like I just turn on the camera and floods of people come in. It was you being consistent, right?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the shows, I mean, like there's people also like my first, my regular buyers or people that have been with me like for like since almost like the beginnings of my shows, like they can see the difference. Like I will have like 12 people, 7 people, 8 people, and then like I feel when I switch like my format, like I will do the same, with just like just showing the jewelry, but then I little change the format. Then I kind of like made a room into my jewelry room, and I think that really helped me out a lot into like picking up the sales. And having more engagement on the shows, because I do believe that people identified with you once they see you, once they see your personality, and then once you see you interacting with them. Um, so I kind of see it, like watching like a social media, or like watching YouTube, or like watching TV. You're watching somebody, like someone do something, so it's kind of engaging, and I think that helped me a lot as well. Yeah,
Yes.
into growing like the viewers on my shows.
Yes. Plus you just are so adorable.
Thank
And
you.
you have such a sweet personality that I think a lot of people appreciate that because you're so patient. And sometimes I'm really surprised because I'm like, wow, she has the patience of a saint.
I try at times, sometimes I just be like, but yeah, I tried. I do try it. Because I mean, I just put it this way, like we don't know what people are going through sometimes, and it's just I just
Yeah.
really try to be understanding. Also, like I like to have like because it's a business, and in a business you kind of wanna do the best you can towards your customers. You wanna like I want. I don't, how can I phrase this? But you wanna provide the best customer service that you can to your customers, so that you keep them happy, and you kind of like you put a little bit of attention. No, I will not say, but you make them feel like their opinion and whatever they need. It's you're taking into account. Yeah, so that's something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like you're being sensitive, I guess,
Mhm. Yeah,
to
that.
their needs or like you said, whatever they're going through. And I think that that goes a long way in doing this. People can sense when you're genuine and they can sense when you truly care and when you really want to it's like you want it to be a good experience for them, right?
Like sometimes it does get like a bit, but like it's just trying to manage every situation. And also, one thing I will say about Whatnot, I really like their, I mean, because I worked, I sold on eBay, and then I sold on Poshmark, Mercari. Not as much
Yes.
Mercari, but I did sell on eBay. And the good thing about Whatnot that I like is that they do help their sellers. Like, that's the experience that I have had so far. And I think that the fact that they help you dealing with a part of customer service, I think that helps a lot as well for us sellers, because we don't have to like deal so much with the returns or the refunds. Like, you just kind of like help people, like guiding through the process of them like contacting Whatnot. So I think that also helps has helped me. I don't know how other people's experience, but that has been mine. Yeah.
Okay. So what type of advice or tips would you give to jewelry sellers specifically
Mhm.
who want to sell on Whatnot or who want to start? Maybe they've never done it before.
I will say that the best advice that I would tell them is just perseverance, and be patient, and do not give up. It's like any other job. It's like your personal. It's like your business. So do take it serious. If you want to do this as a job, and you want to make profit out of it, you need to take it serious as a real job. So you cannot be like, okay, I went there and I didn't make the money today, okay, it's not gonna work. No, like, you continue, you keep going, and then you try, and then you try, and then you try, and then um also, what I would recommend is try to find um I don't know, maybe have your family member, like, do a show, and maybe have your family members or friends kind of watch your shows, and kind of give so they can give you like feedback. And then one thing that I did, I don't do it as much anymore, but I did do it at the beginning when I started like showing more. It's like I will go back and rewatch my shows.
Oh, okay.
So I rewatch my shows, and I kind of saw everything, and then I kind of like examine myself, like going through the shows, and I can probably like do this different, or maybe I should do this different. Like, I kind of like like how like um like how do you call those, the one that play with the like sports, like coaches or whatever, you know, like
Oh,
they,
yeah, yeah.
you know, they watch
Coach.
their games, and yeah, they watch the game, they can examine the other team, or they can examine how they were playing so they can correct things. So that's something that I would recommend.
That's a
Also,
good tip.
yeah. So also what I will say is make sure that you have a good phone with good quality camera, good lighting, um, that you described your jewelry accurately. So people when they get their jewelry, they actually see the, you know, they, if there's any flaw with your jewelry, you know, make sure that you know, you address that. And so that's pretty much. I mean, what else can I say to people that want to start selling?
Well, what about like, because I really like your setup, right?
Mhm.
Because your setup is very different in the sense that you don't have the camera necessarily like on you. You have it facing a mirror, and then you have this big mountain of jewelry.
Mhm.
So how did you come up with that setup?
You know what? And I'm not gonna take the credit for that. I watched one of the other sellers. I think it was like who was it? It was, I don't know if that seller is still and whatnot, but I think Captain something like that. I think he had a beard
Oh.
as well. And then
Mhm.
there was another person, and I just kind of wanted to try it out. And then yeah, and about the jewelry, about the big piles of jewelry, that was because I've been really busy and I didn't have time to sort it out previously. And I was like, you know what? I want to, you know, start doing shows, like just like sorting through the jewelry so I don't have to, you know, like, because then right now I'm like doing it by myself. So I have to do like the sorting, the packing, and
Mhm.
the dropping off and everything. So it does take a little bit of time. So I was
Yes.
like, now that I'm sorting like in the shows, I'm saving myself like a day or 2 days of sorting. So that's kind
Yes.
of
Yes, so for those of you who've never seen one of Jovi's shows, she does, I think it's called sorting, detangle,
Mhm.
pile, or something like that.
Yeah, do your unboxing,
So
and I just go through the whole thing, like, and more and more and more until like, and the people love it. People love
they do, because I've done similar shows, not as much as you've done where you
it.
have the big pile, but I will have like dig and sort kind of thing, and they'll say, "Oh, what is that?" or "What is that?"
Yeah, yeah.
And they get into it. And you know, I think that's another thing that you've taught me too, is like the whole show doesn't have to be hard selling, hard selling, hard selling. It could be you sorting, chatting, engaging, and then throwing up a piece, running an auction or whatever the case may be. So you really can make your show fit whatever it is you're comfortable with, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's I will say with Whatnot, like the sky is the limit, just because they have like, I mean, of course there's things that you cannot do, but like I'll say that as long as you make it fun, try to be original, try to you can watch other sellers and see what they do and get like a little bit, because not everything that any like other people are doing is going to work for you. So you need to find like the things that work for you. You can try something, and if it doesn't work for you, move on, try something else, and then find the little things that work for you and kind of like build your own structure of business and how to run your show. So that's something that that's probably what I've been doing, and like trying one thing, trying another, and then things are starting to fall into place. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, do you do just Whatnot full time? Is that your
Yes.
main thing?
Yeah. So right now I'm just doing Whatnot, just because right now, I'm on the process of working like paperwork to get like things going for tax purposes and all that stuff. So before I move into bigger, because I would love to go back to eBay and Poshmark, and but right now, I mean, I have to go a step at a time. I cannot do everything at the same time.
Yes, I know.
Mhm. But yeah, so right now I'm doing just a one full time. Yeah.
Yes. And how many shows do you do a week?
I do only 2 shows, and then sometimes I do 3 shows. Yeah. just the self packings. If I didn't have to do packing, I would do probably 5.
Yes, because I notice your shows are long.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody called me hobbies, machine Jovis or something like that. I'm a machine Jovis.
Yes, because I think you do like 8-hour shows or something like that. And
uh, mhm,
I was so surprised because I think I'm doing good with an hour show.
mhm. I
But
do
then you're over here doing 8, 9, 10 hours.
from
So tell me about that.
from 6 to 9 hours. I'll say my shows are usually, because I only do two shows a week, so I do have the other days to do other things, and then I love it. I mean, I love jewelry. I love going through the
Yeah.
jewelry. I love the excitement of finding stuff. I think also like so a lot of my reactions when I find stuff is like not like I'm really like excited about it. When I find like a really
Yes.
like a real gold piece, like a real gold like
Uh-huh.
ring, or like a, so these ones I got them in, like the stuff that I got, these ring, well, I mean everything that I have, that's I got it like sorting on the boxes, but it's very exciting. So whenever I come up, like the reaction is real, because I love going through jewelry. So that's why I'm able to go through like for a long time, and I don't get I mean I guess I do kind of like I mean the body kind of gets tired, but my mind is still like, you can do more, you can do more. And then
Yes.
then I have to pay bills, so
Yes, yes. I'm going to try that because sometimes I'll go 45 minutes, an hour. And then if I don't have anybody in my show, it's hard for me to want to keep going.
yeah, sometimes
So,
that
so
happens.
what advice do you give for those of us who are still trying to build a following? Like how can we get people in our shows? How can we get people interested?
um that like I would say, it's gonna take time. It's like
Yeah.
you started selling, it's just gonna take time for you to start getting like regulars, because for me, and then also I think what not lies consistency, like they want to see you at least every week, so the
Hmm.
algorithm and then also like make sure that you ask your sellers to share your shows, to bookmark
Yeah.
your shows. So that's also something that, like, I believe somebody at the beginning, like few months ago, somebody asked me, like they asked me to go on their shows and kind of check, and then I did give them that advice. Okay, so if you have your shows, like whenever it feels natural, you tell your viewers, bookmark my shows. Also, you can do giveaways. You can start doing, I don't know, 2 3 giveaways a show, so that way you get more followers. Just make sure that you click the followers only on your giveaway, so people follow you in order to enter the giveaway. And that also
Yeah.
that helps you get more followers. And then when you get followers, then they get a notification when you're coming on the show, and then I think that will help you. But I would say the most consistency, and have like a lot of variety of jewelry in your shows as well, like a lot of variety. Yeah, so this for sure, like if focus in sorting. Yeah, focus in sorry, I mean like in sourcing. That's kind of what I wanted to say. Sourcing, focusing,
Hmm.
like if you're starting, like focus in source stuff, so you have like enough inventory for everyone, and you don't have to sell just starting silver, or just like you there is, as you see on my shows, I do have like stuff like for everyone,
Hmm.
like junk jewelry. I have like crafting stuff. I have like some good designer stuff. I have like very beat up stuff. People still like it. People still
Yes, they do.
buy it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now how is excuse me.
No worries.
How often do you schedule your shows? Like how far out in advance, or do you just have the same show, same day and time every week?
um, I try to, but I will say that's something, and then I might show you on my phone kind of something how I do it. So one
Oh
thing
yeah.
yeah, so one thing that I would recommend, you schedule times like I'll say 2-3 months in advance. That's how I have mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can always switch them. You can always change dates. You can always change time. So,
Mhm.
but I will say it's like have your shows scheduled in advance. Like I will show you and how I have mine. And
Yeah,
let's.
because I usually only schedule mine like a week or 2 out.
Oh no, you need to like this. So you can have people bookmark your shows. So whenever you come in live, and then people get a notification that you're gonna come up live. And then I think that also, like when once people see that you have like such a like a lot of shows, I think that kind of gives them oh, this is a person that is like a big buy. I don't want to say big buyer, but like someone that is doing constant shows, so they wanna follow that person because they know that they're gonna have something next time they come and try to buy something. Like,
Okay, okay. All right, that makes sense.
let me try to where's my phone? Okay, there you go. That's because I put it on airplane mode because I didn't want like. Okay, give me a second. So okay,
No
now.
problem, no problem. Now you're getting me all excited about doing Whatnot again
Yeah,
because I kind of bounce back and forth between Whatnot and Poshmark Live, and
and
so
I also kind of want to go and do Poshmark because I think like the people are different
yes.
Whatnot and Poshmark. I've noticed that.
Hmm.
So I do want to, but go back on. But as you see here, I kind of gonna show you. So my coming up show is on tomorrow, which is it will be
Tomorrow, Friday,
these
I
are the
think.
okay. There you go. No, so tomorrow. So tomorrow at 6. This is the over right there. So that's right there.
Hmm.
This one, and that's gonna be the 5th, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So April the 5th, as you see, and then I have. Okay, there you go. If you see how many shows do I have scheduled up.
Oh, okay.
So and I got them scheduled up all the way to June the 9th.
Wow. Okay, so you're 2 months out.
Yeah, so 2 months out, you can even put like the whole like, and there's a way in there that you can put repeat this show and then like
Yes.
have to do each one. So, but I would recommend that because that way, like people can just bookmark all your shows and you're all set. You just like get ready for your shows and the show is there and people already bookmark it and then that they get a notification and then you have like 50, 60 people that already bookmark your show. They will get the notification and then there's a very good chance that they come and join your show whenever you go live.
Okay, so you schedule your shows up to 2 months out,
Mm-hmm.
but do you like see? Because I don't do all my listings for the shows. So tell me how you do that part because,
Okay, yeah. So that's also I that's something new that I discovered as well. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I will do like each individual listing like every time. But
Uh-huh.
then I discovered because I also one thing that I will one advice that I will give like new sellers beginning because you asked that is like go and watch the big sellers. Go and
Yeah.
watch big sellers. Like go and you don't have to buy. People love to just for people just to come in their shows. So go and watch the big sellers, see what they do, see how they run their shows, and like get little nuggets from people like see what they're doing, see what is working because obviously they're doing something good because their shows are they're successful, so obviously there's something that they're doing during their shows. And watch big seller. It doesn't necessarily has to be jewelry. Go watch people that sell clothing, go watch people that sell even like Pokemon cards, but
Yes.
just
Everything.
exactly. So, but just go and watch people that have a lot of viewers. So see what they're doing and see what are the people in the comments saying, and you kind of feel the vibe, and I think that is also going to help a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because that's true because you just want to see how people run their shows, right? Like you just want to learn what's working in one category. Maybe you could use it in jewelry as well.
Yeah, because I mean
Yeah.
it's what not doesn't necessarily, I mean, if you sell jewelry, I mean the platform is the same, it's the same format. It's just you just need to learn how to be it's the same format. Either you sell shoes, either you sell clothing, either you sell makeup, either you sell like watches or like cards or whatever you sell. Because I even seen people, I think I did it like once or twice, like went to the flea market and they just going through the flea market and then just like asking people, hey, I have this here, and they just run it twice the price. Yeah.
I've seen that too. They do that in the like at Goodwill, like in the thrift stores. They'll
They
say,
go to the
"Hey,
beans.
does anybody want this? Whatever it is."
Yeah, they go to the beans and they and
Uh-huh.
they get all the stuff. So just I guess be creative, and then just and get little nuggets from here and there, because myself, that's kind of how I started getting ideas. I watched like several sellers that did like the bigger sellers. I will say like Nicole, like I believe you should know Nicole State, I think.
Oh yeah, Nicole
Actually,
Skate.
she's
Uh-huh.
the one that she's the reason why I joined Whatnot. So
Really?
Carol, if you ever watch this, hello and thank you. And then Crumb's mom, I think so. Crumb's mom, she's also a seller and Whatnot, but she sells most clothing and stuff. And there's some other people. So I do watch them, and I kind of get inspo from them as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the listings.
Mhm.
Tell me how you do that part when you schedule a show.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. I completely got like sidetracked. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna show you on the phone how it is that you do those listings. Let's see, because I haven't added anything here. So I would just go to the show. Let's see, like that one, I have it for tomorrow right there.
okay?
I would just go where it says add, and then there you go. You see all the information there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and then now, before you wouldn't, but now you have to add a picture. So I'm just gonna add a picture, just a random one that I have here. Not any random one, but just a random one.
Right.
Okay.
'Cause that's what I do too. I just have a generic picture.
Yeah. And then so just get like the title, let's say like right there. So I just put it a picture, and then just the category right there. And then I'm just gonna put like title, jewelry unboxing. Okay. And then description as shown, that I'm gonna put like, then you can just put whatever description. That's pretty I believe people should know all that already. And then here it is the part. This is the where the magic, I'll say. So where it is starting bid, you see where is it? Right there. There you go. So a starting bid right there, right? You see?
Uh-huh.
There you can put whatever amount you want to start your auctions on. Let's say you want to I put mine for $3. $3. And then this is the part right here. You see where it says quantity?
Quantity, yes.
Okay, right there. Okay, so how many auctions are you planning to run on your shows? Let's say I like myself, I put like 350, because
Mm-hmm.
that usually right now I'm doing a little under just because I'm like going a little slower. But let's say I'm gonna do 350, and then over here is gonna ask you if you want to do individually or you want to do a whole amount. And I usually just leave the whole amount because I can just press next.
Oh,
And
okay.
it will just like continue. It's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just okay. So I'm just gonna put just 350, and then let me see. Do I have everything that I need? I guess okay. Shipping profile, and then the shipping. Okay, there you go. Then I guess you put like whatever amount you want for all your listings. And I put
Right.
3 ounces because that's what I usually use because it's most stuff. So it doesn't have to be too heavy. So, and then I just publish right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I created the listing for the show. So what I do whenever I start doing the show, so I'm just gonna run that. I'm just gonna run that auction
That
right there,
one listing, right?
just one listing, but you're gonna have 350 into one.
In quantity.
Amazing, because you don't have to do each individually.
Yes, I was doing it the other way because you know how it says
Mhm.
it gives you that option. Do you want to make 100 of this same listing?
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. So I have jewelry item number one, jewelry item number two, jewelry item number three. So that way I'll have 100 listings as opposed to you having one listing with the
Mhm.
quantity of 100.
Yeah.
So I don't know which way is better to do it.
I've used this one, and for me it just works best just
Mhm.
because um, I just press next, and it just goes to the next listing, and it just kind of goes in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they just, I don't have to be clicking into it automatically just goes into the other one. And I think when I did the other one, for me it was just a little more confusing. But I mean, it's just whatever works for you. I mean, maybe for you the other way works better, and then for me this way works better. So just, try both. Like, try that one, like how I'm doing it, or how I did it, and then see how it works, or see how you like it, because you might like this one better, or then you'll be like, oh, you know what, I didn't like that, I like the other one better, the one that I've been using. So just
Right.
check it out and see which one do you like the best.
Yeah, because I learned from you too.
Mhm,
Like let's say I run an auction, jewelry item number one,
mhm,
someone buys it, then I know because I do the same thing. I have little baggies, and
mhm,
then I put number one on that baggie, so I know this is item number one that sold,
mhm,
and then I put that aside. And then now I'm running item number two, and then
mhm.
on the baggie I write number two, and I know that was item number two. So that way I keep track
Yeah,
when it's time to ships because I don't want to mix anything up.
yeah, especially with stuff, especially jewelry, it's small, so
Uh
sometimes
huh.
uh, I will also recommend, just how I do is like I write the name of the seller, sorry, the buyer, and then the number, just double,
Right.
yeah. But I mean,
That's smart.
it's whatever works for you. Like, some people don't need, like, and you might be okay just with the number.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, do you print out a packing slip?
Yes,
You
yeah.
do?
Hmm.
Okay. See, because I don't.
Oh no, how do you
No,
do it? Like with the scanning thing, or with the?
no, like if they buy 10 items or whatever, I just put all 10 items in the box or envelope, whatever, and then I print out the shipping label and that's it. I don't,
That's pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much how I do it as well.
but you don't print out the separate packing slip to go inside.
Oh no, 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 no. Like, it's. I mean, if let's say if a buyer buys 20 items in the same show, so everything goes in. There's gonna be 20 little baggies with numbers, and then
Yes.
everything is gonna be into one package and with one shipping label, and they're gonna get it.
Okay, so you do it the same way. Yeah, because I don't print, I mean, unless somebody asks for a packing slip,
Yeah,
I really don't because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a waste. It's a waste
yeah.
of ink
I
and
don't
paper.
I don't really do it as well, just because, you know what, you want to keep your costs. Because shipping slips, shipping labels are expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
they are
And
expensive.
ink is too, like the ink for the printer.
I mean, also, if you don't have a thermal printer, get one, because that's a really, like, a $60-$70 investment, and it's gonna save you so much money on ink.
Yeah, and time too.
Yeah, and time, because, well, the other ones you have to kind of
You have
cut
to cut
them.
it. Yeah.
I used to do that at the beginning, and then I
Yeah.
shop, and,
Then you have to tape it on and all that stuff.
yeah, so get a thermal printer.
All right, so a thermal printer, that's what I need to get next. Okay, so all right, so you talk about you have big piles and tons and tons of jewelry. So
Yes.
let's talk about how you get your jewelry or how you source whatever you want to share as it relates to making sure you have enough inventory to
Yeah.
do your shows.
Yeah, so you want to at least have, like, if you want to do weekly shows, you need to at least have, I'll say, 2-3 weeks of backup, like, jewelry that you have to run through. So, like, how I tell people my shows, because a lot of people come and ask, where do you get your jewelry? And that's like that. A lot of us, all sellers, we were not gonna disclose where we get our
Right.
or stuff. But, like, one thing that I tell people is, like, Google is your best friend. Google is your best friend. Google um, bulk jewelry, pounds of jewelry. I've seen in other platforms that people sell. So make sure that you go to estate sales, make sure that you go to auction houses, make sure that you know like do a lot of research. And it took me a while to get there, to find resources. And I think the more that you do it and the more that you focus into getting, I think that the more that you are going to find uh, places where you're gonna get it. But for sure, um, online. I'll say online, and then if you have time on the weekends, like go to estate sales and yard sales and flea markets and
And
that,
everywhere, really.
everywhere. Yeah, everywhere that you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I know for me, and it'll vary depending on where you live. Like what you find in Florida, I may not find. I live in
Yeah,
Las Vegas. I may not find that here, and vice versa. So
yeah,
you really have to become knowledgeable about what is available in your area if
yeah.
you're going to source locally. I mean, if you're going to source online, I guess it doesn't matter, but
Mhm.
I think everybody should at least have one source that's local to them, because sometimes because you don't want to rely on only one auction house or only one, I don't know, thrift store or whatever.
Yeah,
So
you do want to have like several places or several options that you want to get your jewelry. But like definitely that's something that you need to do some research. And then that's something that you constantly, just like any other store, they have to be like any other business, like let's say a plumbing business, a carpentry business. They have to be buying, like looking for stuff. Where do they have what they need? So the same it's the business. You have to look for stuff. And you're not gonna go like some, like let's say, like if there's a carpentry shop here, or a uh, plumber shop or whatever, and then though they're not gonna go and be like going to another shop and ask them, oh, where are you getting your stuff?
right.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying. But yeah, so you kind of have to, I'm pretty sure they kind of have to do their research and kind of like go and get their and kind of keep looking to where they can find the stuff that they need for their business. And I think it's the same with jewelry. And I will say, like, if you sell jewelry, I mean, go online and see, like, maybe wholesalers, like other like wholesalers, the people that do wholesale, maybe, and whatnot. You can also find people that sell like bulks of jewelry. And also, one thing that I want to tell to people is, like, if you buy stuff to resell, do not expect everything that you're gonna get that is gonna be resellable, especially junk
Yeah.
jewelry. So do not get discouraged when one time that you get something and that you might not get your money back, because it will happen. So it's part of the business. Sometimes you will make money. So, I mean, right now, thank you, Jesus, and praise God, like I got to a point that, I kind of got good at like getting stuff. And so I'm pretty much like, like able to make a profit. But at the beginning, like, yes. So I'm gonna real quick just share, like, one time I spent, I think, like 1,700 in a really large lot of jewelry. And I think I only made like $600 back.
Oh no.
So it does happen.
Yeah.
So it does happen. So it's like or if you buy from someone, like, don't think that, because that's why I sell, like, you see that I sell like the large lots as junk.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons as well, because maybe some people want it um for reselling. So just because I had, oh, everything that I got from you is junk, or it's no good or stuff. So it's part of the business, especially us, that we buy like pre-owned stuff, or like you or like stuff like that we don't know what it is like. So if you're gonna come into this business, be prepared for that. That
Yeah.
sometimes it's a give and take. And um and it just takes practice, and it just takes like knowledge. You get better with time. It's like any other thing in life. Like, you practice, you practice, you practice, and then you get better with time. And then you get better with time until you become, like a sport, like people that play sports. you know
Yeah.
they or
Yeah.
people go to the gym, right, as well.
Yes. Yes. I mean, there's definitely a learning curve, and there's because I've had bad buys too. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
I've bought some stuff and I've, basically wasted my money, but luckily it doesn't happen that much anymore.
Hmm.
But in the beginning, I made some mistakes too, or I just didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing really. So I think everybody kind of goes through that, like you said in the beginning, because you're still learning.
Part of learning. Yes, it's part
Yeah,
of, like children that are learning how to walk. Like they learn and then they fall and then they get better and then they fall again and then they get better and then like they're able to walk.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad you shared that because I think that's going to make a lot of people feel like less, I guess, bad, because then they know, okay, I'm not the only one that
Yeah, we
that
have.
had that happen to them.
Yeah, and if you ask other sellers, especially the ones that buy pallets, I'm pretty sure they will tell you the same thing. Like
Mhm.
that they bought something that it was not worth like whatever they pay for. But I mean, it's part of business, and the amazing thing with that is like the the learning experience, and then that's kind of you. That's kind of how you like um you're looking for something, but then like okay, so that wasn't the place, so I'm gonna try somewhere else, and then you keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying until you find the place what is reliable for you, and then it work and that it works for you. Yeah. So, but it does happen. So.
Yeah, yeah. So don't be afraid, everyone.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to take the bad in with the good.
So it's like it's not everything. It's not all wins.
Right.
If you didn't lose, you wouldn't know what it is to win. So sometimes you're gonna take some losses, but then like you're gonna have a lot of wins. So
Yeah.
you're gonna enjoy the wins more because okay, I had this loss, but now I have this win. So.
Yes, yes, so true. And the other thing too that I know a lot of resellers do, they source on Whatnot,
Hmm.
so at least you can kind of see what you're buying,
Exactly. Yeah.
as opposed to just buying a random lot or box from somewhere, and you don't even get to see really everything that's in it. So that's an idea too, is if you're a reseller and you're looking to get started, maybe try sourcing on Whatnot and see if you can find something there.
Or they can try other platforms. I've
Hmm.
seen like on eBay or even
Yeah, eBay. I've sourced on eBay before.
like a Poshmark Mercari. I've seen as well. They do have. So also one thing that I would recommend people get no try to get yourself familiar with jewelry, learn about metals, learn. I'm not there yet, but I would
Yeah.
say if you're passionate about it, like do try to learn about stones, about metals, about gemstones, about pieces of jewelry. Because if you don't know, you might have bought like let's say like this one that I got um, whenever I think last weekend that I was sorting. So this is an MMA little pendant. So if you
Hmm.
don't know what it is, this is a Metropolitan Museum of Art, I believe.
Hmm.
This one is worth, I think, like if I'm not mistaken, it's worth like I don't know, like 40, $50, even $60. So if you
Oh,
don't know, yeah, so if you don't know, uh, people will run it for just $5. Okay, here you go, $5. So do learn. So do your research about items, and because sometimes you might find one item that will pay for your whole box.
yes.
That's what you
That's
want.
always that's always what I try to do. I try to find one thing in the entire lot that will pay for it all.
Yeah, and learn about buy your test kit for sterling silver,
Hmm.
for gold. If you don't have it yet, like buy your Presidium gems test. I mean, they're a little bit they're pricey, but if you want to do this as a business, you have to do the investment.
Yes.
So you can, you have like better how would I say this? You're gonna be more reliable or more to people, that they're gonna be like, okay, no, she knows that she's testing stuff and she's not like selling stuff that is not what she's saying that it is. So, and also that's gonna be one way that you are keeping uh, stuff that is worth more money and that is gonna make you more money, and not selling it for like, you know what, 20-30 bucks, something that is real gold that you could have, that you could have sell for 200 bucks because it was a 14k gold, you know. So
Yeah.
I found this and I'm just showing you, I found this bracelet right here. This one is 18k gold. So
Oh.
imagine if I wouldn't know, if I wouldn't know that this is real gold, um I could have just sold it, okay, for like 40 bucks or 50, I don't know, maybe like 20-30 bucks, $5.
Mm-hmm.
And this is here, like, you know, like 7 grams or of gold. So right now, you know,
Yeah.
all this.
Well, and it's funny you say that because I've done that before where I didn't know and I sold something way too cheap. And again, I think everybody's going to make that mistake too.
Yeah,
I mean, I won't make it again, but I've done it.
yeah, but that's something that I will advise to new sellers, like get acquainted with learning how to test sterling silver, gold jewelry,
Yes.
recognizing your stone, like most stuff, like try to find like real gold pieces and real gold pieces and real silver pieces and compare them to custom jewelry, because you are going to get to a point that you're able to recognize real jewelry from custom jewelry by just looking at the material. And that's what you want. That's what you want to get to that point if you're dealing with jewelry, because that way, if you're dealing with a lot of jewelry, then you can focus in volume, because you can, I mean, I still like sometimes, like because I sell the junks, and I saw, like, I left like a little 14k gold, like little cross, and I was like, sold already, you cannot touch it, leave it. Yeah, so I mean, like, it was not meant to be for me, it was to be for that person that bought it. So,
Right.
but that's something that I would recommend, like get a coin, you know, like do your research, like if there is any writing in the jewelry, make sure that you Google it, you get information, and then do it like as much as you can, so that way if you find that piece again, you already know how much it's worth, and then you kind of have that like bank information, you know, in your brain, and be like, and that's kind of, I think that's kind of how um I guess how I do the large lots, because I just, you know, I go really fast, and I just because I've been doing it for a while, so that
Yeah. All right. So how do you organize all the jewelry? Because I see you have beautiful displays behind you, but I know you because I've watched your shows and I've seen when you show you have like these big bins just full of full of jewelry all over your room. So how do you
so I do have all that, like all that stuff. Like if you want to get like stuff like that, I guess just those, like the wood ones. I mean, like the white ones. I got those, like, I think in I think in Lowe's.
Oh, okay.
Lowe's, and then I just, you know, and I just, and those are not for jewelry. Those are for you buy these little boxes that you put inside, and it's like to put stuff in it.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, this would work for if to put like displays right there. So I kind of just bought those, and those are like, then I have the other one. There's just a shelf, and then I just bought those busts right there, and then I just put everything in there. And then those little ones right there, I think I even got them at the dollar store. Also, do not underestimate thrifting, because thrift stores, because you find so much cool store stuff in the
Yeah.
store.
That's where I found a lot of my jewelry displays at the thrift store.
Yeah, that is from a thrift store. That beautiful lady right there, and that, what else? And that one right there. So
Now, is that all your jewelry that you have for sale? The stuff that's on your displays?
everything, yeah, everything is just right now. I have it there right now because I'm going so
Oh.
much on the stuff that I have in front. So I
Uh-huh.
guess now the package, I just have it there for people. so it looks nice on the back. I'll say.
Yeah, it is really pretty.
Yeah. So but yeah, a lot of the stuff that I have there, it just I have it for sale as well. But I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm gonna post it sometime. I'm gonna post it like another platform. It's like more of my more nicer or like designer pieces and stuff. But I'm hoping to get to the point, like, okay, I have a day or two to just focus and listing and uh,
Yeah, I struggle with that too because, it's so easy to do the auctions. You don't really have to do too much,
yeah.
but I don't really list pieces on my or in the marketplace or whatever as buy now. I don't really do that, but the people at Whatnot, they said you should have some listings
Oh
so,
yeah, I
so
saw.
people can come by so they don't people who can't make it to the auction or can't make it to your live show.
Mm-hmm.
So do you do that too? Like,
I have not done that. I think I do have some listings there just because I think I brought them from my eBay account. Whenever I
oh, okay.
list them, so I
Mhm.
just kind of brought them from eBay to Whatnot, and then that's why I have them. And I sold like I think I sold like two items on Marketplace and Whatnot. So yeah, it's a good idea, and I want to get to that point, of having a lot of listings. And if you go to other sellers that sell jewelry as well, they do have that. And what I've seen the other sellers do, their most expensive stuff, like the really nice designer stuff or 14 karat gold or diamond stuff, they go into the buy now. And then when
Oh,
people are watching the shows, they can always go to your store, and maybe they don't see anything that they like in the show, but then they see something they like in your buy now. And
yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. See, so I'm like you. I'm gonna have to set some time aside to just to just list that stuff.
that I have told myself, we all need to improve in some area in our life. So that's something myself I'm trying to work on and get more. But I love my junk stuff.
Yeah, it's so much fun, isn't it? All
And
right. Well, before we close out, before I let you go,
okay.
tell me what your future plans are as it relates to your jewelry reselling career. Like, I know you said you want to get back on eBay or maybe Poshmark, but do you have any other goals or plans as it relates to your jewelry reselling?
Yeah, so basically, like, I want to do it, like, I want to grow more. I want to actually like, if I'm selling like 2 days, I want to go to sell like maybe 5 days, and not only one, no, but also maybe Poshmark, and or maybe even at some point have my own online store with jewelry.
Yes.
Like that will be my goal right there. And just like maybe have somebody else help me, like train somebody else to do shows, and maybe in the future sell in other categories, maybe bags or you know but yeah, but that's pretty much, I'm really looking forward to growing my shows, at least get more than just 2 shows a week, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I totally agree with you. Like, I would love to just do live shows 5 days a week, like a full time job,
Hmm.
but
I mean,
I just don't have enough inventory to keep that up,
mhm.
right? Because you would need to source a lot
Yeah,
to do 5 shows a week, especially as long as your shows are.
yeah,
So I would have to figure out how I'm going to get enough inventory to sustain that.
yeah. And that's the part where the sourcing. Then I guess you want to get into sourcing first, and try to get like where like a reliable place where you can buy your stuff at, and buy bulks of jewelry. Like, try eBay. Maybe there's like, just like, buy 4 pounds, buy pounds of jewelry, and try one seller. I mean, you can always spare like 150 bucks, maybe, hopefully. I mean, I don't know, but and then and then and then get it and go through it and see if it was worth your money.
Yeah.
And then go from there. And if that didn't work, then try. I mean it does kind of, I do get it, because 150 bucks, and then if you don't, I mean, I do get it, but I mean,
Yeah, in the beginning, it's hard because you're not making money yet.
so
So,
but like I said, like, uh always do your research on items, because if you don't do the research, you might think that you didn't get anything good in the boxes, and you actually did get something good, but you didn't know
yeah.
what it was. So that's something, like, just get acquainted with 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 jewelry, like, learn about real gold, about silver, because for me, that's my, I mean, I do sell the custom jewelry, but for me, my main my main focus and what I'm looking into all this jewelry is the nuggets.
Yes.
Is the nuggets, is the gold and the silver, because that's where the
The money is.
where the money is gonna be. And not only that, so like, so your gold and your silver, that's something that is gonna, like, retain the value, like, that's hard cash, pretty much, I'll say. And
Yeah.
then that you can sell it, and either into a and then also, one thing, like, a lot of people do not know, and this is just, like, a lot of people don't know, do not go and sell your gold and silver to stores and say, we buy gold and silver. Find a refinery.
Yes.
So do find a refinery that pay you market price value, market price, yeah, value, right, for your
Hmm.
per gram and per silver. So whatever is going on the market, that's how much you're paying for gram. And then you're not only getting paid like 80% of the real value, or 70%, or even maybe even 60% in some places. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah, and they have a lot of refineries online now too. So if you don't have one in your city or in your area,
Mhm.
there are a few online. Um, I've tried one that I would not recommend. So, so, but yeah, again, you would have to do your research
I
too.
I'm gonna tell you the one that I use. The one that I use. It's in New York, and it's called Manhattan Gold and Silver.
Okay, that's not the one I went. The one that I don't recommend is it's called Midwest Refineries.
Uh,
Um, some people have had really good luck there, but I sent some stuff in and I felt like I got ripped off. So yeah.
with the one that I'm telling you, you actually go online, and you print an invoice.
Hmm.
So you print an invoice, or like an estimate of whatever amount they're gonna pay you. And then,
Hmm.
of course, one day get it in, and maybe you messed up, and not everything that you sent was real gold or silver, and then it might change a bit. But so far, everything what I've sold is just been maybe $100, or even sometimes even more of what I thought I was gonna.
Right.
So do that for gold and silver. And I don't know, is there like is there anything else that you want to ask me?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we could talk about this all day because I love jewelry and
Myself.
I love doing live shows to sell my jewelry. And those are the two things that you love to do too. So but like I said, I've been doing mostly Poshmark Live and I've been doing really well there. That's why I haven't been doing Whatnot as much. But now that I'm talking to you, now you've got me all fired up about going and trying Whatnot again because, like I said, I was having a really hard time getting momentum over there because it was hard for me to get people in my shows. And on Poshmark, I don't have that problem.
And
Like
then on Poshmark, there's not as much competition as
exactly.
what
So
Poshmark is only. And I don't know how. Yeah, so there's not as much competition on Poshmark, and on what
correct.
a lot of people selling. But again, um, do not give up. Like, just try it. Like, do at least once a week. Like, do your Poshmarks, and then like do once a week, and then do like maybe 1-2 hours, and then and you did not go back to and the same day do your show in Poshmark, and but do not give
Yeah,
up.
that's what I was doing.
Yeah, keep going, and you will get momentum, and just uh and then you get the your buyers. They you need to be like a that's what I learned, that's what I saw on Whatnot, that you need to be like constant
Yes.
on Whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, consistent.
Because
And the funny thing is I can't do my shows when you're doing your shows because then nobody comes to my shows.
because there is I think there is buyers for everyone, because I see,
Yes, you're
what I see
right.
on my shows. This is where I see on my shows, because when people rate me, like, they only stay for I have like 70 viewers or 80 viewers or 60 viewers, and then somebody rate me with like 60 viewers, and then now I have like 100 and something, and then like 20 minutes later I already have the same ones that I was. So people, I guess, they get like they have like the people that they like, and
Yeah.
that's, I guess, that's just like somebody likes to shop at Target. Some other people like to shop at Walmart. Some other people like to shop at other places. So I guess that's, again, so that's something, even though like I might be there, but maybe some people want to watch you. They
Well, I hope they do eventually. I hope they do
will.
eventually.
They will.
All right. So any more final tips? I mean, it doesn't have to be whatnot specific, but anything for jewelry because um I don't know. I always feel like because there's so much to learn and then the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
So
me too.
I feel like there's so much and people have told me that when they get started doing this, they get so overwhelmed because there's so much. There's vintage jewelry, there's antique jewelry, there's fine jewelry, there's contemporary modern jewelry, right? So,
And one thing I will say, just go with the flow, enjoy it. Don't do not
yeah.
go caught up with like, oh, what, I don't know what this is, and sometimes I don't know what things are. Like, I just be like, okay, this is it, this is what I'm selling. You know what it is, here it is. If you like it, take it. It's yours. Like, that's, like, you don't have to be an expert. I mean, I do recommend on the gold and silver, and then on the designer items, 'cause that way you get a better chance of getting your money back, so you're not like just buying a box for 300, 400, 500 bucks, or whatever how much you pay for your stuff, or more, like thousands of dollars. I don't know how much people pay um for their stuff, but if, let's say, you got that one item in your stuff that is gonna pay for your box, or is gonna give you like some money, and then you don't know what it is, and then you sell it for $5, $10, because you didn't know what it was. So that right there is what I and always have your phone,
Yeah.
Google image.
Yes.
Google Image is like your best friend as well.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, technology.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, so yeah, that as well, always Google image, because that helps me a lot as well, like identifying items. So you take a picture, and then a Google image, and then you will find the items. So that way, and then always do research about stuff, so that way you become more knowledgeable about jewelry in general. And like you were saying, do not get overwhelmed, do not get discouraged. You will learn at your own pace, and little by little, and it is a journey, like, I think um, you're never going to stop learning about jewelry, just because there's so much of it from all over the world. Like, each country has their own stuff that is specialized on. Colombia, they got the emeralds. Like, Africa got the diamonds. Mexico has the sterling silver. um, so you will learn from so much stuff from all over. So it,
Yes, and Asia has jade,
hey,
right? And like there's just so much from all over the world.
and so you will learn as you go, and just keep going, and always have a positive mindset as well. always have a positive mindset. Do not let like negative uh stuff discourage you. Do not let the opinions of others discourage you. Like, focus in what you're doing and believe in yourself, believing that you can do it. Focus in what you're doing, and believe, okay, I'm doing this and I'm gonna do the best that I can with what I'm doing. So that's something, even if you have like some shows sometimes are not gonna be that amazing, but it's okay. The next one is gonna be better. So just do that as well. Have your mind, then once you're done with the show, what, be like, okay, maybe this one wasn't the best show, but then tomorrow is going to be a best show. And
Yeah.
do not let, even if somebody comes to your show and says something mean or something nasty, just like forget about it and be like, what, whatever, and just like keep moving forward and keep doing your show and the next show and the next show and the next show. And yeah, that's, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jovi. It was so great. It was so, I mean, I'm such a fangirl of you. So I just want to say thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for.
Thanks for having me, and I enjoy it. I love meeting people, and I'm thankful that God is allowing me, to. I was a little nervous, honestly, when you asked me
Oh
to.
yeah.
Like,
That's okay. That's normal.
and I had never done like an interview or something. So I was like, what, I have to push myself as well, and also
Oh,
push yourself, and
well,
and
I appreciate it so much.
you're welcome.
And I'm going to make sure so you guys can all follow Jovi on Whatnot and on Instagram. Yes, I'm going to put her links in the show notes for this episode, and I will also put her links in the description of this video on YouTube.
Awesome.